Hey guys, what's up? It's Duke of D&D, and here I'm going to be telling you about my favorite tool to use in D&D. Now, for most of you who are just tuning in, just watching, if you haven't ever watched with us before, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, really get the word out there for us. And yeah, with that, let's dive right into it. If you're not using this, you're doing D&D wrong. Alright, guys. So, obviously that's a pretty judgmental statement of mine to say, if you're not using this, you're doing D&D wrong. Obviously, D&D is meant to be played in any way that you enjoy the most or that you like. And so take my words with a grain of salt. I am by no means a D&D guru or expert. I have been playing D&D since I was 6 years old. And so I really just enjoy using this item and these tools. But if you don't, you can still enjoy D&D and play the game correctly. But in my opinion, these are awesome, and you should really use them. They're awesome. And what I'm talking about are Legos. Now, Legos are amazing in every way possible, but they're also extremely customizable. So I know a lot of players that will use miniatures, and so they'll use something more along the lines of this. And so, just so you can see that, it's a little Aarakocra fighter type thing. And they will use that. They'll use miniatures. They'll either 3D print them like this one was. This one's really cool. Nothing wrong with 3D printing miniatures or anything like that. And then paint them. Or, of course, buy your own miniatures and then customize them from there. However, what happens when you print an Aarakocra with a shield and it had a sword, it broke off? That's another thing about 3D printing, is sometimes it's a little weaker than most. So its shield and its sword broke off. Make sure you guys can see that there. Anyway, so that's why I enjoy Lego so much. And when my father and I were going live the other week, we did show a couple of them and talk a little bit about it. But, for instance, just revisiting, like for a female drow right here, and this, I haven't changed anything from it. This is one of Thanos' children from Avengers Endgame or Infinity Wars. I believe she's in both. But anyway, that was one. Perfect for a female drow caster. And wow, the really cool thing about that is now they have little spell pieces as well, so you can have little glowing spell pieces. And so really just nice. They have these in translucent blue and orange, and I'm sure they have more. I only have them in blue and orange. I don't own every Lego ever. Disclaimer, I don't own every Lego ever. But that is an option. So really great for spellcasters because they've got a whole slew of pieces now that you can use, where it's lightning bolts or fire or blue fire, things like that as well. So really just a lot of great options. If you wanted to have an older wizard gentleman right here, this is just a Star Wars minifig. I haven't changed anything for these minifigs. Okay, now here's another minifig that I haven't changed anything from. This is actually a Lego Knight. He's a bear knight from Lego minifigure series. And great miniature, especially if you wanted to do like a human fighter. Definitely would recommend this. Okay, now let me show you a couple custom ones that I put together without having to paint, without having to do anything. And this is probably one of my favorites right here I made and we used. So what we did was I actually took Aragog from Harry Potter, and I took off its face, and then I took a little Star Wars miniature minifig, and I put hair on him, because normally he would have a helmet, and he had kind of that skin tone and that color of a drow. So I was just like, heck yeah, I'm gonna use this guy. So not only did I use that miniature as a drow, I was then able to put it on the body of Aragog and make it into a Drider. So really just great if you're gonna go to the Underdark. And look at this, it looks really good. It's nice and detailed. A couple of other things. They have mummies. This came out of a little Scooby-Doo set, and we have a full-on mummy. So if we wanted to do something with that, or if we wanted to just have it, be like a regular guy wearing a mummy's outfit and have like a Scooby-Doo moment where it turns out that the villain wasn't really a monster. Things like that, totally optional or possible. This is a really cool one. This is actually a custom-made piece that I bought from Brick Warriors, I think. They're not sponsoring this video or anything, but they have a cool product, and I wanted to show it off a little bit. This is my Dragonborn. For now, I only have the one head, but I just used the Jedi's body for robes and a Batman cape, so he could kind of be my little Warlock Reuben Dragonborn. That's the avatar of the channel. So really great option for making Dragonborns with this custom piece as well. And it's like, I think it cost me 30 cents or something like that. I got it on sale. It was super cheap. Now, to you Lego fans, sorry, I'm not a Lego purist. I do use Mega Bloks. I'm sorry. Okay, it's just true. I do that. But if you look at the little Halo Legos, and you take a Brute and take his helmet off, or even leave his helmet on if you want, it doesn't really matter. But what does that look like? That's almost perfect for being an orc or a bugbear or a larger creature, where they'd be just a little bit taller than, say, like a regular minute figure, but they'd still be big enough, and they have that nice detail, that articulation as well, and the weapons are completely customizable. Sorry, I got really close to the mic right there, I apologize. The weapons are completely customizable, and so you can switch it out. So let's say, you want your bugbear to have whatever the heck this thing is. They could have that. Or if they wanted to have a hammer, you could make them a custom hammer. Either way. Another one that was pretty neat was a dwarf. So I actually used a Nightwing minifigure, and then I used the newer medium articulated legs, so that way they can still, move their legs around. So it's just a little Nightwing minifigure with a extra little armor piece, I guess, to give him more of a young dwarf kind of a feel, because we had a player playing a young dwarf. And then on the other hand, I was playing an older dwarf monk, and so I literally used an Ugnaught from Star Wars, and so he doesn't have the articulated legs, but he has that nice bald head with the big old chops, and I do play this character with an accent as well, and so he's able to run around and be a monk, but he looks good. He looks like a good monk, he's a good dwarf monk. He's bald, got the big old chops and everything, that facial hair going on. We had one player as a Goliath, and so the way I actually did this Goliath was I had gotten a Borg drone, and I took off most of the extra pieces that the Borg drone has. I took off the headgear and everything, and I was like, yeah, he's bald, he has pale skin, like, I think this would be an alright Goliath. And so, yeah, that's what we used for a Goliath for one of our characters. or for one of our player characters in another group that I have, and it was great. It was good, and if we wanted to, we could even, you know, take it down more and pull off this. Ooh, I just lost his head. Okay, I'll have to go find that later. But we could even take off, you know, more and have it be more of like, you know, just wearing leathers or skin or something like that. Ha! Here it is. I did catch it. But he was playing a paladin, so he did have some more armor than the normal Goliath would have. But anyway, so there's that. And then my wife's character, actually Willow, is, you know, this really super stealthy rogue. That's the word I'm looking for. Rogue. And so I actually used a Black Widow character and then added a hairpiece and a cloak to it and then gave her a bow. I got a whole bunch of bows when I got a whole bunch of Ewoks. So I got a whole bunch of bows and spears and things like that from the Ewoks. So it was pretty nice. I was able to do that. So let's see what else. Oh yeah. Okay, so going back to like Mega Block, and I know I'm sorry, I'm probably offending Lego fans, but they made these little landscape plates that I think were just phenomenal because they add like some water, some dirt texture, the grass, they still have the studs coming around, so that way you can have that and just be able to still have the miniatures tack onto the board actually by themselves. So a lot of great pieces, a lot of great pieces landscape wise made there by Mega Bloks. I believe they're calling themselves Mega Constructs now, but anyway, so yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. I absolutely love Lego, and so I think it's a great tool, and you guys probably have most of these pieces lying around your house. If you've got kids, your kids probably have Legos, and you could snag a few. Don't tell them I told you to do that. Don't tell them I told you to do that. But you could grab a few, and I'm pretty sure you would be able to make some pretty cool characters just mixing and matching from that. I mean, most of these I didn't even have to change that much for. Some of them I did, but there's all kinds of good stuff. Just even, you know, equipment wise, they've got little pieces you could use for ancient artifacts. They've got backpacks, like just really good stuff that you can use. A plethora of different types of helmets that you can use. They've got these boxes, they've got wooden barrels, wooden cannons, dynamite sticks, like you name it. They've got all kinds of good stuff. So again, really, I mean, most of you guys probably have this lying around, and if not, it's relatively inexpensive. If you look at it, it would take anywhere from $7 to $10 to get a fully painted miniature, and you can go to the store and buy a set with 4 minifigs in there for $15, and you've got 4 miniatures in there. Like, I just bought one of the new Mandalorian sets. Really excited about it. And so it's got all these little Mandalorians in it with all these different colors, and it even comes with like little landscape piece where you could set up a turret, you know. I mean, obviously this isn't D&D specific, you know, little speeders and parts and things, but all these different colors and chest plates and pieces that you could use. So just a lot of really good stuff you can use in your D&D game. And so that's why a lot of people are like, I don't know, that's why if you're not using this, you're doing something wrong, because this is totally a very good cheap alternative. I don't necessarily want to say you're playing it wrong. Obviously there's only a few ways to play D&D wrong, and that's like rules lawyers and things like that, but do it. Like, I mean, Legos are so good. They're inexpensive compared to other miniatures. Why not? Why not do it? Anyway, that'll do it for us today, guys. This is Duke of D&D checking out. Again, if you like this video, like, share, comment. Please comment. Let me know what you guys think of the videos, because I have no idea if you guys even like them. So comment on the video, even if it's negative. Not if it's negative. If it's negative, go cry yourself to sleep. But comment good things. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.